Hello, dear students. Hope you all are well. Myself, Gaganpreet Kaur. Today, in your subject accounts, we are going to have knowledge about basis of accounting. In this chapter, we will be studying about the basis of accounting, as here are two bases of accounting. Number one is cash basis. Number two is accrual basis. And we will also study about that what is the difference between these two bases of accounting, accrual and cash basis. As we all know that most significant function of accounting is what? Is to earn profit in a year and also check whether we are in a position of loss or in a profit in an accounting period. So, how we can check whether we have earned the profit or we have incurred the losses? This can be determined by these two methods known as basis of accounting. Number one is cash basis of accounting and number two is accrual, which is also known as mercantile basis of accounting. So let's start with the first basis of accounting known as cash basis. So in cash basis of accounting, it is a system in which the transactions are recorded when cash is transacted, whether received or paid. Means income by the business, by any business house, is recognized only and only when it has received cash or it has paid expenses in cash. Only those incomes or only those expenses are recorded by which they have done only through the cash. Any income received in advance, supposingly if you have any received income for the next month, like we are in the financial year 31st March, our financial year ends. Supposingly in the month of March you needed your salary, you demanded the salary from your boss for the next month in advance. Your boss advanced you the salary. So but in cash system, although that salary belongs to the April month, but our financial year has been ended by 31st March, right? So that advance salary or which has not become yet due, those transactions are not considered in this cash basis of accounting. And not just advance or due system, also any outstanding or prepaid expenses are not recorded. Outstanding means supposingly at the year end, at the 31st March, your year end, you had any outstanding expenses. Supposingly you had to pay the bill, you had to pay the rent, but you have not paid yet by 31st March. Although that rent belongs to the month of February or March. But if till 31st March you have not paid your rent, you have not paid your outstanding expenses, so those outstanding expenses will not be considered while recording on the basis of this cash basis. And even any prepaid expenses, prepaid we all can understand, like in the case of supposingly you thought you have money, you decided to pay advance bills of your telephone. So in that case, if you have paid any bill which belongs to the next month, which is not in the financial year, like 31st March you paid advance bill of the April month also, so that bill will also not be considered when you are recording the business transactions on the basis of this cash basis. So now it is clear that transactions, cash basis is what? That transactions for which only cash has received or only cash has been paid are recorded. Any transactions which are outstanding, any transaction which are prepaid are not recorded. And one thing more to remember, that even the credit transactions like credit sale or purchase these two are also not included or recorded when you are maintaining your accounts on this basis of accounting that is known as cash basis. So thus, when cash basis of accounting is followed, to how the account is prepared, there is a very simple account known as receipt and payment account. Receipt and payment account is prepared. Like receipt side, you will just write down only those revenues which you have received, your incomes, and on the payment side you will write down your expenses. A simple receipt and payment account is prepared. Like the examples, the organizations who uses this cash system of accounting are like NGOs, charitable institutions, clubs, schools. All these organizations are used to adopt this cash basis system because it is a simpler system. That is why they adopt it. And only one account, that is receipt and payment account, is prepared if you are maintaining your accounts in the basis of cash system. Here are few terms that what is outstanding expenses. As I have discussed, supposingly are those expenses which have become due during the accounting period but which have not yet been paid. As I had taken an example of this outstanding expenses, supposingly you had incurred any your rent was due but you have not paid your rent for the month till the end of your accounting period. So that will be your outstanding expenses. And prepaid expenses are those expenses which have been paid in advance. In prepaid expenses, you can take a simpler example like when you recharge your phone. Your expenses are prepaid, right? Firstly, you pay the expenses for using that amount which you have with which you have recharged your phone. Those are prepaid expenses. That means you have paid in advance. So those are also not included. Outstanding expenses are not included. Prepaid are not included. And what is accrued income? Accrued means the income which you have earned, but yet the income has not become due. Therefore, it has not been received. And income received in advance means when I had taken an example in advance mean when you received your salary in advance, supposingly of the month of the April, you received the salary in the month of March. That is known as income received in advance. Now, what are the advantages for adopting this cash basis of accounting? The first advantage is that it is a simple basis because no such other adjustments are required. Like we do not record the transactions for outstanding expenses, for prepaid expenses, for accrued income, and income received in advance is also not recorded. This approach is objective because anyone need only simpler information like what we have received and what we have paid. So there is no requirement of estimates or judgments. This system of accounting, this basis of accounting is suitable only for those kind of organizations, only for those kind of business houses under which most of the transactions are done only through the cash. So that is why those organizations can adopt this basis of accounting system. Now, what are the disadvantages of this system? The first disadvantage is that this cash basis of accounting does not give the true and fair view, or I can say a correct financial position. This does not shows the correct financial position of the organization. Why this does not show the correct position? Because it ignore the outstanding expenses and prepaid expenses. This basis of accounting ignore these expenses and incomes. So that is why this really exactly does not show the correct or true and fair picture of the profit or loss incurred in the relevant financial year. And even it does not follow the matching principle of accounting. As you would have earlier studied about what is matching principle of accounting. Matching concept like profit and loss account on debit side, we record the transactions, we write down all the expenses on the debit side, write down expenses incurred during the year, and on the other side we note down all the incomes. That was matching concept. So that we can come to know that for the period how many expenses we have incurred and how much income we have earned. So, but under cash basis of accounting, this matching principle of accounting is not followed. The system does not even distinguish between capital and revenue items because it just record only what you have received and what you have paid. The receipt and payment account. Let's take an example of this system, this cash basis of accounting. You can see on your screen. See here that during the financial year, supposingly 18-19, Ashok had cash sales of rupees 3,90,000 and credit sale also of 1,60,000. So as we all know that we just have to record the cash sales. So what will be the revenue? That is only 3,90,000 because that was a cash sale. We cannot include the credit sale of 1,60,000 if you are following the cash basis of accounting. And now let's see. His expenses for the year were 2,70,000, out of which rupees 80,000 is still to be paid. Rupees 80,000 if still to be paid, that means these 80,000 are outstanding expenses. So we have studied that outstanding expenses are not recorded if you are following this cash basis of accounting. So we will record 2,70,000 minus 80,000 because this is not to be considered outstanding expenses. So 2,70,000 minus 80,000, we will record expenses of rupees 1,90,000 only. So what will be our income? Because we have not recorded the credit sale and we have not even recorded the outstanding expenses, only on the basis of cash transactions, our net income will be 2 lakh, which is not a correct or true and fair view of the profit or loss of the financial position of any enterprise. Now let's understand the second basis of accounting, known as accrual basis of accounting, which is also known as mercantile system of accounting or due basis. Under this system, under cash system accounting, the income is recorded, unlike cash basis of accounting, the income is recorded as income when it is earned or when it is accrued. That means any transaction which has monetary effect, that is, we will apply money measurement concept. We will record the transactions in the books, whether cash is received or cash is paid or not, whether you have received the cash or not, whether you have paid in cash or not. For example, in this credit sales will also be included, outstanding expenses will also be included in recording the transactions. Here you can see the example also. Supposingly rent for the month of March 2019 has not been paid, but that was due for the month of March. On a due basis, you will record this amount of rent as an expense. Under this accrual basis of accounting, you will record this outstanding expense because that has been accrued. That means that has become due because that expense is of the month of the March. So this accrual basis of accounting follows two basic accounting principles. As in the previous chapter, we have studied the accounting principles. So here are two accounting principles which accrual basis of accounting system follows. What are these two principles? Number one, revenue recognition principle. That means recognize the revenue if you have earned it, whether you have received it or not. But if you have earned the income, just recognize it. And secondly, the matching principle. As we have discussed about the matching principle above. So two principles, accounting principles are followed by accrual basis of accounting. One is revenue recognition and second one is matching principle of accounting. By this system, accrual system of accounting, outstanding and prepaid expenses both are adjusted or recorded in the system. Even one thing you must note that our Companies Act, you must have heard about the company law, Companies Act. So Companies Act 2013 requires that companies must follow the accrual basis. The companies, it is for the companies, it has recommended, Companies Act 2013 has recommended that companies must follow the accrual basis of accounting when they are maintaining their books of accounts. So advantage is that it is more scientific if we compare it to with the cash basis. This system also shows the complete picture, right? Because it discloses correct profit and loss account, and it also reflects the true profit, exactly true profit or true loss incurred to the firm, to the organization. Why it shows true financial position at the end of the period? Because it adjusts, it consider, it include the outstanding expenses and the prepaid expenses and even the accrued incomes and the income received in advance also. So that is why it is a most adopted system by many of the organizations. Disadvantages that it is not simple. Some found it very elaborative, that we have to check many outstanding expenses, we have to see what are the prepaid expenses for the year. That is why some find it difficult. So if we take the above example, as we had taken in on the basis of cash system, if you see that example, if we consider that example, so with that example, if we have to find the net income but according to accrual basis, how it will differ? You can see here, like total sales were 3,90,000, but credit sales were 1,60,000. Cash sales were 3,90,000. Credit sales were 1,60,000. In a cash system, in cash basis of accounting, we had not recorded the credit sales. But in this system, if you are maintaining your account according to accrual basis, we will record this credit sale also. So exact total sale will be 5,50,000 for the year, and expenses will be 2,70,000. If you remember in the previous example, in the first example which we did with the cash basis of accounting, we ignored the expenses of rupees 80,000 because those were outstanding expenses. But now in this we will include this 80,000, as in 2,70,000, 80,000 is already included. So we will take expenses, total expenses 2,70,000. So here our net income will be 2,80,000. Now let's see this example which we did in the cash system. What was our net income? 2 lakh. But what is the true picture? Our net income is of 2,80,000. So this is the difference you can see when you are maintaining the accounts on the basis of cash basis or on the basis of mercantile or accrual basis. So difference is very much clear, I hope, to all. So let's do the difference. Like nature, on accrual basis we know that both the transaction, whether on cash basis, whether on credit basis, both are recorded. But on cash basis, as we have seen with the help of this example, only cash sales, only cash transactions are recorded. In accrual basis, prepaid expenses, outstanding expenses, accrued income, income received in advance, you record. But these are not included or recorded if you are maintaining the accounts on the basis of cash basis of accounting. So accrual basis shows a correct picture, but cash basis does not ascertain the correct picture because of only cash transactions. The other main point is that this accrual basis of accounting is recognized by the company law, Companies Act 2013. But cash basis is not recognized by the Companies Act 2013. And accrual basis of accounting is more acceptable by the businesses because business like to use this system because they know this accrual basis system shows the true picture. This accrual basis system, the true and fair view of the financial position of an enterprise. That is why each and every type of business houses prefer this basis of accounting. accrual basis of accounting. But cash basis is followed by only those enterprises or only those organizations which you have most of the transactions on the cash basis only. So this is reliable accrual basis, but cash basis is also reliable but less reliable if we compare it with the accrual basis of accounting. This accrual basis is suitable for any kind of businesses because the information required is complex, because obviously we need to calculate, we need to check what are the outstanding expenses, we need to check what are the prepaid expenses, we need to check that is there any accrued income which we have not received, that means we have earned but we have not received, and we have also we need to check that is there any income which you have received in advance. So one need estimate, one need expert knowledge while recording that transaction on the basis of accrual basis. But on the other hand, in cash basis system, because there is no such requirement of recording the transaction on the outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, etc. So there is no need of any expert. A simple receipt and payment account is prepared, which can be prepared by any of the person working in that organization. Like this system is also useful for the NGOs, professional, like even CA, CAS, doctors who are professionally qualified. They can, because they have to just record their receipt and payment for the year, they can adopt this cash basis of accounting. So this is it better today in this chapter. So this chapter is completed. You can go through it. You must check these example and compare this cash basis and this accrual basis, so that you will be able to learn that what is the exact difference between these two bases of accounting. So your chapter is done. You can also check these multiple choice questions from the chapter. Okay, bete. Thank you.